Hello and welcome in. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for going over across from my name and hitting that subscribe button. I'm so close to my Christmas goal. Hey, I just wanted to welcome you in so quick today because I have a lot of information to go through, and what I wanted to do is consolidate down this video to some of my best auction finds of 2024. I think a few of the pieces that I'm going to show were late 2023, but I kind of lost track of that December because of just a lot of stuff going on, both in business and personal life. So you'll have to give me a little grace there. These two are classic examples of why I say you can absolutely find treasures at auctions. I do have a book on my desk, and okay, I see it. I have a book on my desk of it's called How to Defend Yourself at Auctions, and it's by Leona Rubin. I had read the book a long time ago, and I'll bring it on in just a second. I think it's from maybe like the mid 70s, I think, from my memory. Anyways, these two came from auctions, and why I want to show you these is auction is a good tool in a tool chest of buying and selling. So you might ask yourself, well, if I'm able to buy at an auction, why would I sell at an auction? If I'm able to sell at an auction, why would I consume at an auction? So there's a lot of different mindsets about auctions and how they work and how they don't work. There is both function and dysfunction in every business model. It's truthful. When you meet with someone, let's say you're going to do an estate sale, and the estate sale company says, well, this is the very best way to go about it. You better make sure that they're experienced, and you better make sure that they know what they're doing. Same thing with an auction and an auctioneer. Same thing. You might ask yourself, well, Jason, didn't you go to auction school? The answer is yes. Didn't you graduate with a 92%? The answer is yes. I haven't gone to take my test yet. And there's some reasons for that. And I've said my spirit animal is an octopus. When one tentacle is busy, you gotta wonder what the other 7 are doing. So it's a process that becoming an auctioneer was a very, or going to auction school to become an auctioneer was a very interesting process for me. And I'll get more into that into 2025 and give you some of the inside trader information of auctions and how they both function and sometimes dysfunction. So this ring came from an auction this was Medina, Ohio, and this is platinum and diamonds, and I won this for $650. And on the retail level, this ring, very avant-garde Art Deco, very solid, very gorgeous diamonds, incredibly well crafted. This ring on the retail market would bring around between $5,000 and $6,500 currently, and that would be its sell-through rate. So you might say to yourself, well, how did you get it for so low? There were only about, I would say there were about 80 to 90 people in the room that day. And I say this, if you are the smartest person in the room, of those people in a given area, and you go after something like this, look what can happen. There were not other jewelry buyers there that day. I was basically the only one. And so I say this, I say you can still pull out items, and I have quite a large box today to go through of items that were that flew under the radar. You know, that the auctioneer knew that this was diamonds, but didn't know that the metal was platinum, didn't know the age, and didn't call it what it was. And I think if in a better advertised sale, or a specific advertised sale, also, I hope you heard me say that it was in front of a local and regional audience. It wasn't on a platform online. It didn't open up bidding to the world. However, sometimes, and I have proof of this, sometimes even when it is opened up to the world, you can still have major scores. The sale and the sale of an item is only as good as the person selling it. It's true on eBay as well. Like if you have just a mom and pop that are listing something and they don't know exactly what to call it in the title. Misidentified items. There's both good and bad of that. If something's misidentified in a reproduction, then you've just got a problem on your hands as a consumer. If it's misidentified and fantastic like this, then you hit a home run. You have to be very agile and very smart. And I think that's the point of the video as well, to give you some insider information. Can I make a comment on some of the greatest successes at an auction? I look back over my life and I think about all the auctions that I've now went to, and it's now, I'm going to safely say, in the multitude of hundreds, if not thousands, of auctions, because of religiously going every day. And if I didn't go, I would go online and do the online thing. And I would always ask an auction company, especially the ones that have been industrious and went online with their auctions, I would ask for additional pictures. I would ask for additional information. If you have a photograph of something that's, let's say, blurry or upside down, that's quite catastrophic to both seller and buyer. Ask for clear pictures. Ask for gram weights on gold. Ask for the RI of stones. This was sold as blue topaz. And this was, I don't know how this happened, but it was sold as blue topaz, and the metal wasn't listed in the listing. I don't know why. And these are blue zircon, and that's solid 14 karat gold. So the auction house that sold this should have known better, should have done more research. The difference between blue topaz and blue zircon price per carat is vastly different. If these were blue topaz and 14 karat gold, you would probably be in the vicinity of around, because of the weight of the gold on this one, it's very heavy 14 karat, would be around $800. Because it's blue zircon and the stones are so magnificently large, that would be in the vicinity of, $2,000 to $3,000 easy. Look at the size of that ring. Now, I paid $110 with buyer's premium. $110 with buyer's premium, and it's worth $2,000 to $3,000 easy. Absolutely easy. So I show you these pieces to give you a little bit of information as to you can buy at auction. Let me get this off my desk. This was not supposed to be next in the video. So box lots. Let me say something about box lots, especially tiny and shiny jewelry, vanity accessories, ladies accessories, ladies apparel, a junk drawer clean out of a house, meaning when you come in your house, we all have that junk drawer that is a perpetual mess. You just throw things in it. So if you let's say you break a ring, or you have a single earring, or you have a coin, or you have something small, you throw it in the junk drawer. Screws, nuts, bolts, hammers, screwdriver, things that you might need for repair, you throw it into a junk drawer. When an auctioneer goes in a house, they customarily don't have the time. They don't have the time or the staff to go through all those things, and they'll dump it into a box lot, and they'll sell the box lot. In this particular sale, this was a clear out of it was like a dry goods store. I'm trying to think of the location of this. This was Southern Ohio. It's like a dry goods store. And I went out to the auction, and there were only, I would say there were around 100 to 150 registered bidders. And I was standing in the back, minding my own business. And some lady next to me said, "Did you check the box lots in the yard?" Because she noticed I had jewelry on. And I said, "Yeah, I kind of looked through them, but I didn't see much." Well, guess what? There was jewelry in the bottom of 2 of the boxes. I bought both boxes. I got both boxes for, one was $4 and one was $6. One was $4 and one was $6. Now you're going to ask me, what were these in? I don't remember. I think it was the $4 box. $4 box and $6. Yes, these were the $4. These are all sterling silver. These are all sterling silver bangles, and every single one of them is marked sterling. These are buried in the bottom of a box lot. Look how many sterling bangles, and you can do the additive math on this and know that this would be, let's see here, that would be that's well over $300 $300 easy in sterling silver bangles. So pay attention to box lots. Pay attention to the fact of there being haste. Also, in the start of an auction, prices are normally very strong. Auctioneers are usually pretty agile in knowing what to get up to, hold the audience there, to keep an audience there. But they also want to put up the good things. They also want to put up the pieces that are notable. They want to put up the things that people really want. Stay late. Dig your heels in. When I was first starting in this, I was, I think my first auction I ever went to, I was 15 or 16. And I went with my friend Laura and her mom Denise, and I'll never forget that auction. I will never forget that. That was such a wild thing to watch and to experience, and the fast talking and that motivating force to get things sold really spoke to me in a lot of ways. I look at the sales that I've been to, and I would say that my best advice would be stay there. You know, wait until the end. Wait until the dealers and collectors spend most of their money, because there are bargains to be had. That would be my suggestion from a young collector and a young dealer. That may not necessarily be true these days. So these are Bakelite bangles, and these came from that same sale. This was in the $6 box from memory. Look how many Bakelite bangles there are. I think I had another 14 or 15 of these, and years ago I sold them for $12 each. So do the math on that. You know, it's just an additive process, but I got really lucky. The auctioneer just thought these were junk, didn't know that they were Bakelite, didn't know they were from the late 40s or 50s, and most certainly didn't know that they were highly collectible. So I bring those on as a testament. Stay put at an auction. I will say that every time I went to an auction, that's the way, you know, and my mom and I laughed about this the other day, and she goes, do you remember when you used to go to the auctions? And I used to go to, like, old time ones, like Fletcher Carr, I think there was Aldi's on Arlington, back in the day when you could smoke inside a building, and I would go in and it was like, just like in the old time movies, like solid smoke and everyone's smoking and everyone's gossiping about the other dealers. There's that hum in the air. I never cared about it. I never participated. I stayed focused on business. I stayed focused on making money. I stayed focused on building a collection. I said to my mom, I said, now, how long had I been, you know, going to sales? And we laughed about it. I used to fill my car at the end of sales, and there was another gentleman, I think it was Fletcher Carr. I used to go to his auctions at estates and at houses, and those were always, for me personally, the best, because they were on site. It was, you know, the person that was there that had the most money won. And that's the way it went. And there was no internet, and it was unbelievable the things I could find. Anyways, box lots, $5, $3, $10. I think the most I ever spent on a box lot at a Fletcher Carr auction was like $20. Sometimes at the very end, there would be maybe 6 or 7 people left. And we would all kind of look at each other like, what are we still doing here? And we would buy 3 and 4 box lots of items. It was a mixture of anything from a house. And we would get them for like $2 and $3 for 3, 4, and 5 boxes. It was unbelievable. Storage unit auctions. I had done storage unit auctions in Cleveland and Akron starting in 1995. And I was in full swing by 1996. We'll get into some of those stories eventually, because you won't believe some of the things that I found in storage unit auctions. And, you know, you look at, like, the storage unit auctions videos now, and you just wonder, does that stuff really come out of those units? Sometimes it does. How to defend yourself at auctions. And this was by Leona Rubin. You would ask yourself, as a inspiring auctioneer, why would you show us a book on how to defend yourself at auction? Because great auctioneers would never be afraid of this book. only the ones that shouldn't be in the business would be afraid of this book. That's my opinion. This was in 1972. I said mid-70s. It's 1972 is when this book was out. And why I show you this is an interesting read. Is it the gospel truth? Is it, fully accurate? To be over 50 years old, no, it's not. And like, how much should you bid? Isn't that like a rhetorical question of like, how much should you bid? So it gave interesting information. And then I thought this was hilarious. It says that sing-song forward is a rhythmic, spine-tingling chant intended to seduce. So like the job of the auctioneer is to seduce, to get you to buy. That's what their job is. Hopefully, they know that they're, what they're selling and exactly being honest with what they're selling. The auctioneer has to, and then there's a list of what the auctioneer had to do according to this 1972 book. And this is interesting because it says, beware of those odds and ends baskets. Examine items before bidding starts, especially jumbled boxes. Otherwise, the auctioneer will wheedle you into buying job lots of mystery cartons that contain nothing more than useful screwdriver handle, 2 empty toothpaste tubes, a broken putty gun, and a worn copy of Repairing Horse Harness the Easy Way. I've never read that part. That's hilarious. Oh, I love the last line. Repairing Horse Harness the Easy Way. That's hilarious. Okay, on to, I'm going to laugh about that all day. And then what experts say to invest in. How many times have we heard the word expert? Oh, boy. Oh, just enough already. You know how I feel about it. What experts say to invest in antiques. But like, if you look at some of the lists of what the antiques they referred people to buy, it's things that no one wants anymore. So just be careful. It's a fun read. It's slightly educational. And there is sometimes truth and jest in these books. Really interesting that it says investing bewares. Like, beware of holding on too long if you expect to make a profit in a rising market. Isn't that what I've said before a few times? I've never used that exact wording, but I always say, don't hold out for perspective. Don't hold out for the great pumpkin when you're selling something, because sometimes the great pumpkin doesn't come. So anyways, that's an interesting read, and I hope you got a little information out of that. Let's go into some of the biggest scores that I've had. And this could be the leader of the pack. In this box, yeah, I would say this would probably be the best. That's a diamond, and it's a really good diamond. And great clarity, great color, and this was in a jumbled box lot. So if you get the jumbled box lot with a broken putty gun and that aforementioned book on horse harnesses, look close. This is tangled up in, I don't even remember what it was, but it was all tangled up in this twine or ties, or it was pure garbage. And I did not know this was in there. And I was buying the box for, well, there was a money clip. And there was a loose gemstone. So money clip and a loose gemstone. And this basically is now free. And that's a 1 carat diamond. Value on this, loosely on a 14 karat gold chain, that's probably in the vicinity of, I'm going to say, I'm on the spot here. I would say around $2,000. And maybe it's $1,800 and maybe it's $2,400. So, but I wish that diamond would come out a little bit more beautiful in that. And I did put it in this box. I cleaned it up and I put it in this box. I wish you could see the color and the sparkle of that stone in real life. It's a beauty. So that was an auction win. Do I want to talk about auction losses? No, not today. They are real and they do happen. And maybe what I'll do is I'll do a whole video on some auction losses or some things that I saw that through the time of my job, things that didn't go well, or things that were not advertised as correct. This is, let's see, I remember now. Okay, this does double up. Now that I fumbled with this, let's see. Yeah, this does double up. Look at these for rock crystal and carved amethyst. And I think I once thought I got these at a flea market. I got these at an auction. And this box lot, I think, was $20. These are rock crystal, amethyst, and gold. This goes for around, oh boy, on today's market, because of what rock crystal is doing for beads and for amethyst and gold, I would say at least $1,200 to maybe $1,500. But these are magnificent, magnificent rock crystal beads. Sold as costume, sold as junk, sold as nothing. And boy, oh boy, did I get lucky that day. All right, so we'll take those out. We'll go on to the next one. This squash blossom, this was advertised correctly. And I don't know what happened. This was featured online, and I don't know exactly what happened. All the measurements were there. All the information was there. Sterling silver, vintage, everything was appropriately done. And this was $600. And there's no reason on this earth why this would be $600. But it was $600 and a very moderate percentage buyer's premium. Solid sterling silver. I did test this when I got it home, made sure that it was silver. Absolutely is. All the way up to that clasp. Look at how well done this is. Look at how fantastic this is. It does have some script signature here that I'm going to do some research on. Artist and information of being handmade. This is solid sterling. Someone might say, boy, that sure looks nickel. Boy, it sure did to me as well. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe someone thought it was nickel. It's not. It's solid sterling. I would say value on this one would be in the range of $1,500. It's unusual to see the turquoise on a squash blossom at the end of the blossom rather than on the tips here all the way up. And look at the size of that nausea with the matching blossom drop in the center. Really beautifully done. Needs to be cleaned up just a tiny little bit. And I really love the style of this. Very wearable, and I paid $600, like I said, $600, so I could double my money. It would be something I could double my money on. Let's see, we'll not talk about this one. We could talk about this one. I don't remember what I paid for this, but I know it was way undervalued. Look at that. Absolutely incredible for marcasite. And that was just a stunner. I just want to show you a couple of the other pieces that came from auctions that I did put this box together as, oh, I remember this one. I think this was $40 or $50. Look at that for a front view of Jesus cameo. Very cool, very stunning. Easy to double your money on that one. That came from a well-advertised sale. That was online as well. So interesting that you can find these things. These were misidentified, I believe. No, maybe these were the ones. Yeah, these were misidentified. And I think I have, do I have the bracelet to this? I think I have the bracelet. Oh, there is. Okay, and we have now, there's the getaway bead. So the bracelet was missing a clasp. Okay, so maybe that's part of the reason why this didn't do well. But this is all Venetian glass and really beautifully done. Look at that turquoise color and filled with that metallic gold tone fleck. When I start seeing these things, I lose track of the information that I want to give. So I hope I gave enough information on the kind of not necessarily do's and don'ts of an auction. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. This is the video on the scores. This is the video on the times when it did work. I do say that I still make mistakes. But being in the business as long as I have been now, mistakes are very limited. The reason why is I always ask, like I said, for additional information. If there's not enough photographs of something on an online sale, please reach out to the auction facility and be that pest and say, hey, you didn't supply enough information. You didn't supply enough photographs. You didn't give gram weights. You didn't say what the stones were. Get on it. Most auction houses are accommodating for additional information. This is absolutely stunning. Look at that. And that was a steal. I think this was $40. And I think this might be by Cini. At least from memory. Yeah. Cini. C-I-N-I. And that's Italian. Solid sterling silver. What a bargain. I couldn't make this for less than 100 these days. Well advertised sale again online. I think sometimes just put a bid in. Just don't be afraid. Put a bid in. You know your budget. You know what you want to spend or what you can spend. Just put a bid in. What's the worst that can happen? You don't get it. The best thing that can happen is you get it. I think some people sometimes think, oh, I'll go back to that later and I'll put a bid in later. That's not always advisable because sometimes we lose track. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I am kind of far away today. Normally I go in much, much closer. This is a modernist pendant and bracelet. Really fantastic, solid sterling silver, Scandinavian, and this was a steal. This was an absolute steal at this auction. I think that set was bracelet and pendant. I want to say it was 80 or 90. Full retail again at a show of mine, it's $200 to $300. Now, would I sell at this auction house that I'm buying this much at? The answer is no. The answer is no. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Do I sell at other auction houses and do very, very well? Absolutely. So I always chose my auction houses very carefully when it came to selling. That's my opinion. It's my personal information. Go with someone who knows what they're dealing with. Make sure that they have an agile, not only advertising department or a shipping department, but also the curator that puts the sales together. Be careful, be mindful, watch a couple times. This was an interesting lot, and I thought I had made a mistake and wound up with this. So this was at another auction, and I thought, why did I bid on this, and what happened? Let me zoom out again. Now I'm too close. So I got this, and then I got this. Wait, hold on, I got that, and in this bag, this is kind of, I don't know. I saw these sterling pencils and I thought I'll go after this lot to get the sterling pencils. So I didn't do the preview and I bid and I won it. And I was very frustrated because I think I paid $60. Now, a lot of pen people would say, you did just fine. I don't deal in pens. I don't deal in pencils. So this set's great. It's in its box. And it's fantastic. It's gold filled. So there's the little fountain pen that's a pendant, and there's the mechanical pencil. Gold filled, great condition in its box. I can get my money back out of this retail. This, I think, is broken. I think this one is broken. It was missing its clip, and I'm sure it's really beat up. Maybe that's a gold tip. No, it's not. Well, maybe that is a gold tip. Be careful because a lot of times those nibs can be 14 karat gold. All right, so that was kind of just not junk, but I'll put that probably back through some sort of box lot sale, or I might put it out at the flea market. These two mechanical pencils were sterling, and I've always loved these, and I have a very small collection of them. Well, I shouldn't say small collection because who am I kidding, right? The clip is broken here, sterling silver, so I was a little depressed because the condition wasn't called. The condition just wasn't called. And it is what it is. Maybe they missed it, and who knows, maybe it was intentional. I don't know. This one, now where did I see that this is signed now? I missed the signature initially. Okay, here we go. Now I see. This is a Tiffany and Company sterling silver pencil, and it's signed right there. Let's see if we can get in on that. Tiffany and Company. Hold on. Let's see if we can get in on this. Maybe you can see it now. Maybe you can't. Tiffany. Oh, right there. Right there. Why can't I hold anything still? Tiffany. Let's start again. Tiffany and Company is what it says. Sterling silver, and now you can see it. Tiffany and Company, all the way around. Tiffany and Company. Sterling silver pencil, and an old one. So now I'm so glad that I got stuck with this lot because this is worth the price of everything. So maybe, no, I won't keep this. I'm going to sell this. But a sterling silver Tiffany pencil. How fancy and how beautiful for a sterling silver Tiffany pencil. I love this lot now. So, I guess I did okay on that. And that was lot 250. That was lot 259 of that sale. And I have some lucky numbers. So 259, yeah, lot 259 brought me luck that day. Now, let's go with, there was one other thing I had to show, and I don't see where, let's show this. This was lot 230, another magic number. This is 53.2 grams. 53.2 grams, and I bought this, and this was $30. $30. $30? At least that's what I was billed for it. $30. Sand cast, old, Native American. And look how early this one is. Look at that. Absolutely incredible workmanship in that sand cast. Incredible Native American silver cuff bracelet. Just incredible. Retail on this one, because of the age and the simplicity of design, I may be able to get 400. Probably 400 to 500 for this one. A more contemporary version from the 50s or 60s, probably around 150, 175 would be a retail. But because of its age, much, much more because of how old that is. That's a great buy. And so I got lucky that day as well. Sometimes you do need luck. A lot of people say it's my skill. They say, it's your skill. Well, I've been doing this a long time. These were interesting. There's another one somewhere in my collection. I think I got 4 in this lot, and this lot was $60. Let's make sure that I'm right. Yeah, I think that one was $60. Let me make sure that, yeah, I think that was $60. And we know these Art Deco open back crystal necklaces, they're $60 a piece all day long. And there's this one, and this one, and this one. And I think there is a fourth one somewhere. But look at that, for open back crystal, Art Deco, Czechoslovakian, probably late 30s. And this one could be older. But I love the way these large crystals were set. And every single crystal is there in that bezel set chain all the way up. Is this signed anything? Oh, is that one signed? That's probably signed Czechoslovakia right there. I thought one of them was signed, and I don't think they put in the description that any of these were signed. And you know, someone would say, I can get 125 for that. You sure can. Absolutely. But in my mind, I thought, well, I could flip it for 60, and then it pays for all 3. So the additive process a lot of times at auctions, look at that one. Maybe this is the one that I'll sell these 2, and then I'll keep this one for free. I like this one. Look at that one. Yeah, I like this one. So I should do a good, better, best. Good, better, and best. Look, I did another video within a video. Gosh, I'm so smart. And so humble, right? So, and thank you all so much again. You know, it just feels like I'm chatting with best friends at this point. And I hope this video gives you some insight and some baseline information in how you can make major scores at auctions. But just be careful. Be the smartest one there. Get there early. Do a preview. Touch everything. Don't leave any stone unturned. I mean, use all the information that I've already given you. Where did that other bag go? And then I think I'll call it. Well, there's other... Oh, I should talk about this one. I don't want to talk about this one. Oh, okay, I'll talk about this one. This was lot 494. Oh, look how dusty that is. I can't talk about this one yet because it's just... Hold on, let me dust that off. That's a solid dusty mess. Now I got dust and garbage in my light box. That's unfortunate. Well, I had stored this box away because I think this was April. Now, how am I going to get this open? Yeah, this was lot 494. How am I going to... Oh, I guess I just pull the tape open. Crazy train. So, yeah, this one's pretty incredible. Look at these. Oh, boy. Yeah, I love these. I just love them. These are amethyst, and they're Chinese. These are amethyst and Chinese, and look at the way those stones are carved to look like natural nuggets, even though there's nothing natural about those formations. Look at that. Absolutely exceptional, gorgeous, velvety purple. And look how long the strand is. When you see these, they're normally half the length. They're real tight. They're really not easy to wear. But look at those. And I think that's where my advantage was this day. Plus, again, it was late in the sale. I had already said that 493 lots had already went by. People also, you got to remember this. Well, I got lucky one time at an auction because, hello, when nature calls, your competition has to go to the restroom, right? So, and, you know, you're allowed to request things at an auction. So I saw, saw my competition go for a pit stop. She would have done the same thing to me, so I didn't feel guilty. All is love and, what is it? All is fair in love and war. So yeah, I saw her go for the porta potty, and as soon as I saw her make a break, you know, to take a pit stop, I went up to the guy and I said, "Hey, can you get that one box up?" And sure enough, he did, and I got it for nothing. It's all about strategy. There's nothing wrong with it. And that ain't playing dirty. That's playing smart. But let's see here. Oh, and there had been so many times that it happened to me as well. I can't tell you how many times. This was lot 650 at another sale. And I got this, and I got this, and I think I got this. No, did I get... Yeah, I got this, and the puffy hearts, and this. And wow. And I'm going to keep these puffy hearts because I do have a puffy heart bracelet collection. I'll bring that on sometime. I'll bring on my puffy heart collection. We'll do a parade of puffy hearts is what it's going to be called. I just decided on another video. See how these inspire me to dig deep? So those are puffy hearts. I got this box with another piece for $50 or $60. And this is Effie. And it's a genuine Effie Zuni. So that is genuine turquoise red coral and that classic Effie snake pendant. Just alone on that one, I could get 120 on this size of an Effie. Look at those little stone inlaid eyes. I do have about 6 pieces of Effie jewelry in my collection, specifically 2 rings that I absolutely love. So that would pay for the whole bag, and then the puffy heart would be free, and then this ring was basically free. So box lots, mix lots, like I said, when they start brooming things together and getting frustrated by, quote, the little things, that's where you can make money. A lot of auction houses will say, you know, a lot has to be a minimum. You know, you have to have a minimum value to have an item in their sale. And that's, you know, understandable. If you're paying a staff, you have to have a minimum. It makes sense. I think that's it for today. I guess I could show this one because this is out on my desk. I did get this tested, and this is a natural alexandrite. That is a natural alexandrite. Goes from that purpley blue into like a reddish green in different lighting. Really nice stone, very small, but alexandrite always is. Diamonds at the shoulders, so we'll bring that back in a video. And I finally broke down and bought this one. I've looked at this one for over a year at the pawn shop, and this is solid platinum. And I actually reached over a Tiffany band in platinum, a Tiffany band ring from 1990, either 1997 or 1999. I reached over the platinum band to get this ring. Absolutely incredible over under. I loved those princess cut stones and the architecturalness, the skyscraper quality of raising that marquee above that channel of gorgeous princess cut diamonds in solid platinum. I love that one. I got to get that cleaned up. Also, clean up my hands. I'm a dirty mess today. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I want to say thank you again for joining in. Thank you for spreading the word about my channel. It continues to grow every day. The comments have been fantastic. Just know how much you've changed my life, how happy you've made me. And again, I just hope I return that to each and every viewer every single time I come on my down days or my days that I don't find the right words. You've been so forgiving and been so kind. So I just hope that I return that to all of you. Thank you for blessing me with your presence. I love you because I do.